Here we go!
My friends, it just keeps happening. An iconic Mario Kart 64 racetrack has truly and utterly been broken. For real this time. Indeed, the course Kalimari Desert has finally been subject to an incredible shortcut which has saved roughly 1 minute on the 3-lap shortcut time and a whole 15 seconds over the still legendary fence clip fast lap world record. It sounds shocking and stunning, and it is. So all aboard this choo-choo train, this is the story of what's become known as the DESERTENKO. So, Kalimari Desert, until recently, has been one of the least broken levels in all of Mario Kart 64. It was one of 2 levels, along with Koopa Troopa Beach, with an intended shortcut programmed by the developers into the game. On Kalimari Desert, this involves getting a star and driving through the train tunnel for a lap skip. But of course, the star means that this shortcut wasn't possible in time trials. There is this one shortcut involving bouncing over the train tracks, but this barely cuts any time from the stage, literally in the range of 1 or 2 seconds cut, and it just pales in comparison to some of the other more game-breaking shortcuts in the rest of the game. That being said, it was still considered a shortcut, so karters competed with this strategy for about 2 decades to complete their shortcut times pages and jockey back and forth for world records and personal bests. In 2020, however, this all changed when the fence clip was popularized. You probably already know the story of the fence clip, a technique where you could drive through the tunnel and around the track the wrong way, and then clip through this fence for a very fast lap. Though this was something that had been estimated to have a 1 in tens of thousands of chance per attempt to actually pass through the fence. The first successful non-tool assisted fence clip was accidentally paused out thanks to muscle memory.
Oh, no! No! Clip that!
But a few months later, in April 2021, Australian karter Dossie, after a hardy and intense grind, finally became the first karter to hit the fence clip, not pause out, and complete a run for a brand new world record time in both the 3-lap and fast lap categories.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
From that point on, any ambitious Mario Karter who wished to pursue a world record on Kalimari Desert shortcut would be faced with the idea of getting either a more optimal lap with the fence clip, or, goodness gracious, the idea of hitting 2 or 3 fence clips in a single run. Yeah, not exactly likely, like literally on the scale of 1 in tens or hundreds of millions unlikely. And so Dossie's record remained the record for several months, and really there was probably a good chance that it could have remained the record for several years, simply because who in their right mind would want to attempt this arduous strategy only to go down in history as simply the second person to successfully hit the fence clip. So any further development on Kalimari Desert was looking somewhat bleak. A great triumph by Dossie, but no one was really expecting any new developments on the track anytime soon. However, this all changed when the DESERTENKO attacked. Well, more accurately, it all changed when the Mario Kart mad scientists were up to their tricks and fascinating research once again. You see, on July 24th, 2021, well-known Mario Kart tool-assisted speedrunner and scientist Drew Weatherton shared a video discussing what's been dubbed the Ultra Bounce. Now, I'm going to do my best to sum up the very general idea of the Ultra Bounce, but if you really want to get down to the brass tacks, the super technical details, I highly recommend watching Weatherton's video, which you can find in the description. So, if you've ever played Mario Kart, you may have experienced getting a really huge bounce as you land on Royal Raceway. But why is this? Well, this is what's come to be known as an Ultra Bounce, and they'd never really been that well understood until recently. You see, if you're traveling fast enough, it could be forward speed into an incline, or it could be vertical speed downwards into the road, your kart could pass low enough below or beyond the expected plane of the course that your cart gets violently ejected in a bounce. And if you combine this at the right moment by pressing R to jump, voila, an ultra bounce. That's pretty awesome. Of course, these were immediately explored to see if they could have any use in Mario Kart 64 shortcuts, and right off the bat, indeed they did. There were some techniques used to jump up on this wall on Royal Raceway, which resulted in improvements to the 3-lap and fast lap tool-assisted time trial runs, and that's all very cool and epic. At the end of Weatherton's video, he speculates that this ultra bounce may be doable on Kalimari Desert, but the setup just hadn't been quite found yet. You see, if you bounce on this upslope, you can almost get high enough to where you pass through the canyon wall, and this would be huge because of the way the finish line works specifically here on Kalimari Desert. The finish line usually extends for quite a distance right and left, so that you can't just spin around the line and do easy lap skips. You can see this very clearly demonstrated on the right side of the finish line, right here kind of circling around the finish line. It's not skipping any laps for us here. However, on the left side of the finish line, the line only extends as far as more or less the canyon wall. It wasn't programmed to go deeper into the canyon because it wasn't expecting you would be able to pass through it. Of course, how short-sighted. All this means that if you could ultra bounce up high enough where the canyon wall is no longer solid, you can indeed pass through the wall, passing back over the finish line, landing in the water beneath the course, getting placed in the last section where you left the track before going out of bounds, just before the finish line, and because you passed back over the finish line when it was no longer extended, the game thinks you were on the far side of the course, and now that you've been dropped in front of the line, bingo bango, a 7-second lap, as you can see in this cheated demonstration. Now, when this video was released, that's all there was, a cheated demonstration. There was no known setup that worked on console in time trials just yet. And it took 2 long months of grinding, experimenting, painstakingly exploring specific angles and timing, but on October 1st, it all became possible. A setup that worked on console in time trials had indeed been discovered. With this setup, a well-angled mushroom and well-timed R-press, you can indeed get an ultra bounce just high enough on the canyon where it's no longer solid, passing back through, behind the finish line, skipping the lap. And with that, all the Mario Karters in the world took to their streams and cartridges, and the gold rush was on. The very first recorded run using these strats was by iMath2 hitting a fast lap of 1381 and then driving out the rest of the course for a world record time of 126.66.
Yes, let's go! Doxy is dead! Doxy is dead!
You easily beat. Yeah, no.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'm more than happy with.
This beat Dossie's fence clip world record, which had stood for only about 5 months, by roughly 9 seconds on the fast lap and 10 seconds on the 3-lap. Truly remarkable and a huge watershed moment in the game's history. But of course, this was only the beginning. His description reads, "What's a DESERTENKO? It's a new skip on Kalimari Desert that's slightly easier than the KD fence clip and can get times of 7 seconds in the range for fast lap." Over the next 24 hours, the fast lap record would be optimized further down into that 7-second range for real by iMath2, Martin K, Xander, and Abney. The record sits at the time of recording right here, and whether this is the place the record will finally settle on in, or whether another 100th or 2 might be able to be trimmed off, well, that remains to be seen. However, the 3-lap situation continues to develop. Of course, the strategy has a similar vibe to that of the infamous WeatherTenko on Chocolate Mountain, and that's why, well, it took the namesake DESERTENKO. So after iMath2's first 126.66, the first ever successful 3-lap record using even a single DESERTENKO, the quest was on to see if anyone could pull off, well, 2 or 3 DESERTENKOs in the same run. Suffice to say, the DESERTENKO is quite a fair bit more forgiving than its Choco Mountain counterpart, and so this did happen relatively quickly. Martin K lowered the record twice with a single DESERTENKO hit, a pair of runs in the 125 range, which is very nice. However, this only precipitated what would become the first ever run with hitting 2 DESERTENKOs, performed once again by iMath2.
Oh my god, 2 for 3! Let's go! Let's go! Oh my god! Let's go! Let's go! Holy sh**! Oh my god, I actually did it! Oh! Oh! Holy sh**, dude! Oh my god! Oh my god, I can't believe I actually did it!
Now, all of that took place on October 1st, 2021. Truly remarkable and a thrilling day in Mario Kart history. On one hand, it seems as though surely we'll run out of days like this over the lifetime of these 1990s video games. However, paradoxically, it seems with the advent of live streaming and tools allowing us to really dig into the code of these games, that these sorts of Gold Rush manias with everyone turning on their streams and playing for a new record with a new strategy just seem to happen once or twice a year. In any matter, October 2nd would continue the madness and magic, where inevitably the first 3 out of 3 DESERTENKO would be hit. And the first to nail this 3 out of 3 DESERTENKO would be none other than Martin K. And boy, if you thought iMath2's reaction was great, well, check this out. Okay, so maybe the reaction wasn't quite as epic, but the run certainly was. Yet another incredible race in Mario Kart history, and from there the battle carried on to get a more and more optimized 3 out of 3 DESERTENKO. You can kind of see Martin jump around to set up some of his DESERTENKO bounces at just the right angle, so of course with practice and experience there was still some time to be grinded off the record. And indeed there would be. Over the next few days, Martin K and Abney would trade the world record back and forth more than a half dozen times. Pretty amazing rivalry. But the record, for now, has settled right here. Will it be improved yet again? And how long until interest naturally wanes and moves elsewhere? Perhaps this has already begun to happen as Martin's most recent world record has settled there since October 7th. But my friends, only time will tell. So that's my take on the tale of the DESERTENKO, the strategy that absolutely broke Mario Kart 64's Kalimari Desert. Again, if you want to know more and dive even deeper into the rabbit hole, I recommend checking out some Mario Kart 64 streams and the more technically oriented videos on the topic. It'll be truly fascinating to see how this evolves from here, or if the Ultra Bounce is found to be useful anywhere else. It is always amazing to see new shortcuts found in this legendary 90s video game. A huge thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a new video about the epic and wonderful world of speed gaming. Stay true, my friends, and I'll see you in the next stream or video.